Yes, people. What is happening? Welcome to Saeed TV. And we've got a special guest,
Hey.
fellow man. We have got Lewis from City Extra. Lewis, what's happening, man?
Yes, bro. What you saying? What you say? Saeed TV. I've made it. I've made it. Let's
Big man.
go.
Come on, love that, man. What are you telling me? You good, bro?
Yeah, I'm chilling, bro. I've been chilling now. Just gone to the gym in it. Get the gains. You know what I mean? Got
Come
got
on.
got, got to
Love to
look
see
good
it.
for Saeed TV. You know what I mean?
Come on, man. You got sponsored as well, man. Gymshark, man. You get me? Shout them
Oh,
out.
let's go.
Come on, man. But yo, listen, man. Big stuff. You know what, man? Big up to you guys. Listen, we're rivals off the pitch, but good to see you guys doing well. 1 year City Extra. Obviously, the hype was on Twitter and Instagram, and you guys are doing big things. But the adaptation to YouTube, man, how have you found it, man?
Pretty chill to be honest with you, bro. I don't know if you know the full story in it, but me and Jordan used to do like podcasts and that, and
Okay.
we did that for like 2 or 3 years, and to be honest, bro, it was our met. We just used to get drunk, bro, and just like the
Yeah,
football
yeah.
wasn't really there, and then yeah, it was COVID actually because we used to go to all the games, man. We used to go to all the games, and then COVID
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
struck, and we thought, you know what, let's do a YouTube channel throughout COVID and that to sort of like try and connect with people, and it worked really well, man. Like
Mm.
people was messaging us saying, "Oh yeah, you're really helping us get through COVID and that," because it was a tough time for everyone, obviously. And then
Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah.
after that, we just roll with it, bro, because we enjoy it, innit? So
Nah, man, big up to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, man, your content's good. You know what I'm saying to you, like, big up to you guys for doing your stuff. But yeah, man, listen, how's it feeling, man? Champions again, man. You catching up to us, man. 6 Premier Leagues now. You know what I mean?
yeah. Oh, you know what as well, right? It's proper. It mentally draining, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I remember, right? Seriously, when I was growing up watching City, like we was trash. You know what I mean? We was. Yeah, we were just in nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, luckily, obviously, I never seen us in the lower leagues. I obviously a
Mm.
bit too young to see us in the lower leagues
You're
and
not
remember
Steve,
all
yeah.
that. Yeah, yeah, I ain't Steve. So but that's not to say I've not seen bad times. Like, I grew up
Yeah,
like with Stuart Pearce. You know what I mean? Which was obviously Steve's told you
yeah.
about that era and how bad
Mm.
that was. But like, let me tell you something. Like, football didn't ruin your weekend when we were like that. You know what I mean? And I think
Exactly.
you'll have loads of people in the chat now,
Mm.
Saeed, yeah, who follow teams that are sort of mid-table in respective leagues, and they'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Mm.
They get beat. Yeah, it's a bit of a downer in that, but it don't
Mm.
ruin your weekend. Whereas now, and it'll be the same for Liverpool, yeah, and same
It's
for you when
true.
you're competing. If you lose
Yeah,
one game, that can be the title. You could
yeah,
be
it's
match day
true.
two. We could be match day two in the Premier League.
Mm.
Yeah, lose a game, and that's it.
Yeah,
League's
it's
over,
true.
mate. It's
It's
wild.
true.
It
And
stresses
you
you
know what
out.
it is? It just shows you, like, a lot of people say to me, like, why is everybody so reactionary? But football is reactionary now. You've got social media, you've
Yeah.
got so much pressure on now. You've got so much kind of like people in your face and that. Like, I've got to do big six every week. It's draining, isn't it? And everyone's seeing you're out and about. What's going on with United? I'm just on my daily walk here. I'm big up to everybody who comes up to me here. But I feel like I've got to explain every time, yeah, United is shit in it. What can I do, man? Like, and it's like but before I could just go on my swings and that and just enjoy my life and that
Your
and play out.
swings, bro.
You know what I mean? I could go play football and that and just relax and just, that was back in the day when we was kids. And for you, you know what I mean? Like I said to you, all my family, apart from one older brother, they're all Blues. And for me, for them growing up, it was a case of, yeah, well, it's only City. But now they've got the chest out. You know what I mean? You guys are top dogs, really. And I can admit that Man City right now, I've decided Manchester, and you guys are doing bits, man, and you're only getting stronger. That's the
You know what?
craziest thing about it.
Yeah, you know what it is though, Saeed. It comes down right, and to get into sort of the cold hard facts here, comes down to the way shit's ran. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the facts are, yeah,
Mm.
City are run like a military operation. Everyone knows what they're doing, and if everyone executes, and if they don't execute their task, you know what I mean, they're sacked. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and then that's from the top all the way down to the bottom. Whereas at United,
Mm.
bro, there ain't no strategy. The strategy's a mess. The strategy's been a mess for a decade. You're spending cash left, right, and centre on players that are just like, nah. You know what I mean? And
I
you know,
know.
I spoke to loads of United fans, all my mates, and I've
Mm.
been saying the same thing for so many years.
I
Is that
know.
it starts at the top, and you can get Ten Hag in, yeah, and Ten Hag can try and do his thing, but the fact is, if he's not got the keys, if he ain't got the
Mm.
keys to Old Trafford, he's not allowed to do what he wants to do. It's a
Mm.
failed task, bro.
It's true.
It's gonna fail unless he's allowed to do what he wants to do.
Mm. And also, if they're in alignment with the CEO and the guys at the top, like you've got Tixi and Soriano, you've got that Khaldun Mubarak. I don't think Khaldun Mubarak gets talking about. I think he's done an amazing job as a chairman to oversee the running of the football club while the owner's kind of away and kind of being in the background.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
guys are all in alignment, and that's the difference. You know what I mean? We were that club in terms of Fergie, but Fergie kind of controlled it and knew what's best, and the club just kind of left him to it. Your club now, I've got Soriano, and when I seen that interview, by the way, I seen it on your channel as well. Like the guy said, yeah, we're going to be still recruiting, we're still going to be getting players in. There's no rest from City side of it. That's the weirdest thing about it, isn't it? It's relentless from you lot.
Constantly. And you know what about Khaldun that I respect about him, yeah, is on a real, and I say this in like the nicest possible way, I don't think he actually does that much, because you know what he does? He's the top don in our club, yeah. Obviously you got Sheikh Mansour, but obviously he's doing his political things. You got Khaldun. I think Khaldun's a smart guy. I think he's gone and got Cheeky. He's gone and got Ferran. He's gone and got Omar Barada, who's another don. So then he can just be like, these people know what they're doing. All I have to do is just check in with them on a daily basis. And I know that they'll be doing their jobs, so I don't really have to do that much. He's probably dealing with like Cass and that, you know what I mean, for every time we're getting taken to court. But the day-to-day.
How many lawyers? How many lawyers?
Probably other guys.
How many lawyers? Is there 20 lawyers?
Man, that's just on retainer. You know what I mean? we've got a whole office of them, about 50 of them at the club, man.
It's crazy, man. Nah, you know what, man? For me, I'm jealous in it, because of the day our club is run in a shit way. But we will discuss our club in a bit. But like I said, man, what's with this Haaland, man? I think my little brother keeps getting pissed off that your club just keep promoting bare shit on their page and they're not announcing Haaland. Like, why are they not announcing Haaland? It's crazy.
I don't know, bro. I mean, when you guys announced Ronaldo, you did it out 20 times. So, I mean, we've not even done it once yet.
True.
So,
True.
No, I don't know. I've heard loads of different things, to be honest with you, bro. Like, some people saying it's something to do with his image rights, like that don't expire for another couple of weeks. I've seen some people saying it's 1st of July. There's quite a lot of people who claim to be ITKs on Twitter and that who are saying that's actually going to be like next week. So, look, it is what it is. The deal's done. You don't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's been announced, so I don't know. Time will. I'm not really that bothered about it, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? We got our stream scheduled in the background.
Yeah.
And as soon as that pops, as soon as I get that notification, boom.
Well, you got the parties and that. You got the party poppers and that out. You know what I mean? It's gonna be madness. You know what, man? For me, like I said to you, obviously we'll touch on the Nunes deal, but you got it for what, 55 million, was it, or something like that?
Who are you on about? Who?
Haaland. The deal for Haaland.
Oh yeah. Sorry, yeah, Haaland. Yeah. So it's like. Depends how much we break it down. You know what I mean? Some people want to break it down to his mortgage and everything. Like, if you just look at the fee, it's £51 million. And then they reckon all in, like commissions and that, 81 million. So even if you want to go for the higher figure, which is weird because no one else does that, it's still only 81 mil, which I think is probably on a real, 50% of his value? Maybe less?
Easily. When you look at it, like, you know, when you look at Neymar and Mbappe and all the money they're going for, like strikers right now, it's kind of scary, man. They're a rare breed. Like number 9s, like Haaland. Obviously, Nunes is going for crazy money, but right now, there's a lot of number 9s, and City have just basically got one for the next, 10 years? If that, you know what I mean?
And
even if they do decide to sell him on.
Bro. We got Boy Alvarez.
You know what, man? You know what? That pisses me off, you know. Ralph Rangnick came in and said, yo, can we not go and get that Alvarez? He's available. Man City came in, obviously, as they do. They kicked him, they sweeped it up. But United were actually look after him. And then obviously came City, because City always are efficient. But Alvarez is what I'm looking at, thinking, bloody hell. If Haaland doesn't have that first explosive season, I tell you what, it will be Alvarez. And I've watched him, yeah. People can call it the Argentinian League, yeah, but he is a crazy striker, man. And nobody's talking about him. Like, nobody.
I don't watch that much South American football, yeah, if any. But let me tell you, the people that I speak to who watch it, and I don't know if the chat will agree, who say the standards in South America are disrespected. I'm not saying like it's a sick leagues, but they're talented guys. You know, they all know how to play with the ball at the feet. Like I think it's a disrespected continent when it comes to football, and you only have to look at the players coming out of that, out of that continent right now, bro. And some of them players, they're moving mad already at like, 18, 19, 20 years old. So, like I said, I can't profess to be, the knowledge guy on the South American leagues. But for the people that talk to me about it, they're saying, look, the South American leagues are disrespected, bro.
Yeah, it is. You know what I mean? And You know, you got a fellow other Argentine that did well at your club. You know what I mean? Aguero. I mean, I'm not trying to say he's an ex-Aguero, but bloody hell, mate. You know what I mean? We don't really do well with South Americans, but you lot do. You know what I mean?
I don't know whether it's the
Zabaleta.
culture, because we've got, like, obviously we've got all the Spanish dons at the top. I don't know whether it's like, I don't know if they, because obviously
maybe.
you know, it might just be that, bro. You know, I don't know what the hierarchy is like at United, but I know obviously you're owned by Americans. You had that Woodward in, who's English. Like, we've got all the Spanish guys in, so it could just be something as simple as that. And that's what I'm saying about, like, you know, leadership at the top, making sure that everyone's available to do their job correctly, and making sure that at the end of the day, the players, right? The players are the most important thing when it comes to the club, because they're the ones who are going to go win your trophies or not. And you got to make sure that the players are feeling good and feeling comfortable every single day of every single minute whilst at your club. Otherwise, you're not going to get maximum performance out of them. You know what I mean?
No, you're not. You're not. And for me, like I said to you, with this Haaland deal now, for me, like I said to you, I don't think it kind of, you know, we all know Pep Guardiola is going to dominate English football for a while anyway. But to get Haaland in, like, I put the title, is this like solidifying his dominance over English football? I think Europe is a different one. But in terms of dominant football, are you confident with Haaland that you can just... Because I feel like Liverpool are just an early team, man. Chelsea are not really doing anything. They've won last Premier League title 2017.
Chelsea won't be there next year.
That's what I'm saying. Liverpool, it's only Liverpool, really, when you actually look at it. Tottenham, maybe, but I think Tottenham need a few more years under Conte.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I would be literally smirking right now if I was a City fan thinking about the competition. We had Arsenal, we had Chelsea, you know, that I was competition at that time.
Yeah.
You know, you lot have just got Liverpool, and they're an early team now.
The thing is with Liverpool, I'm not saying this in a disrespectful way, right, for any Liverpool fans in the stream, but I have a feeling that like, with the way that they lost the league and the way that they lost the Champions League, Mane wanting to leave, Salah not being completely happy with the situation there, yeah? I just have a feeling that, like, have they missed the boat? Is it coming to an end? I think correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure their squad as well is pretty old. Like I say, correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think it's a pretty old squad. And I just think to myself, as their period sort of come to an end, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, they've got over 90 points. What, like, is it three times?
Yeah.
And won the league once. They've been to a couple Champions League finals, won one, and it was against Spurs. I just feel that, like, you're right, bro. They are the nearly men. Now, of course, they're very good nearly men because they've won a few. Yeah,
they're very good. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I just have a feeling.
But it's not the greatest Liverpool team, is it, though? You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is as well, yeah, they all go on about Klopp. Klopp spent, what, 600, 700 million since he's been there, and he's won one Premier League and one Champions League, bro.
You know what? As Cams would say, that's uncomfortable questions. You know what I mean? But they'll tell you, Lewis, that let's spend is a key thing. You have to remember that. Let's spend.
Let's spend just means that you sell your best players. That's the truth. That is the truth, bro. Well, on a real, yeah. Why have we not got good net spend? Because no one wants to leave, bro. We're building statues for every single player because they're all staying for 10, 20 years. You know what I mean? It's a madness.
Which one would you rather have, though? That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, you've got trophies and you've got players that wanted to stay for 10 years. I know what I'd rather have. But listen, it is what it is. We got a couple of super chats here regarding the Big Six. Listen, Turkish will sort it out. Obviously, Lewis will be a consideration, but Daps is on there. Everybody's on there. Listen, it's the best man wins, isn't it? So it's up to Turkish how he negotiates. If he's got the big dollar out, then, you know what I mean, we'll see who gets there. You know what I mean? The Man City lot are not cheap, I'll tell you that. But big up to Marley, big up to beautiful South, man. Big up to you. Appreciate your contributions. But like I said, you know what I mean? Yeah, Big Steve's in the chat. Big up Big Steve, man. Hope you're enjoying your time off and that. But next, he said next workers. You know what, man? For me, what I don't get about Liverpool fans is, I don't know if you see my tweet yesterday, by the way. I said, Liverpool have bought a players, had one season good. I just said the football crazy, the market's going crazy. And I said under the tweet, I wrote a sub-tweet saying, Liverpool can't say they don't spend now. And it wasn't a case of like trying to banter Liverpool. All I'm just trying to say is face the facts now. That's the fourth highest, kind of money Klopp has spent now. Van Dijk, Alisson, and justifiably, they've been doing well. It's not as if it's a bad thing spending money. If you've got the money, spend it.
I was going to say, bro, like, I think that there might be this subconscious thing, right, going on in Liverpool fans' mind. And again, I could be wrong on this, but the fact is, Pep, has drastically done much, much better than Jurgen Klopp since Jurgen Klopp's been at Liverpool. Remember, Jurgen Klopp was there for a year before Pep Guardiola. The amount of trophies Pep's won compared to Klopp is a madness. Now, what Liverpool fans often say is, yeah, but we've underspent you, Bear. The problem then comes for Liverpool fans. If Liverpool then start spending at the same rate Man City is spending, and Klopp doesn't close the gap and start winning this, they won't have that argument. You know what I mean? The only argument they have right now is that, yeah, but Pep spent $1 billion and he's only spent 500 million, which ain't really a great argument, in my opinion, to start with. But if they start spending cash, which they should do, if they want to win trophies, they should start spending cash, then that's where the problem lies. Jurgen Klopp will then truly be rated as whether or not he is as good as Klopp.
Do you reckon it's a cop-out?
I think some of them are scared about that.
Do you reckon it's a cop-out? You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not trying to put things into people's mouths with Liverpool fans here, but is it a cop-out to say, well, Man City really spent more than us, and Man City have got this abundance of talent? When I think Liverpool...
It is. Because look at their starting 11, bro. They've got the best goalkeeper in the world, the best centre-back in the world, the best CDM in the world, Thiago, big baller, Salah, Mane, Jota, Firmino. I think it is a little bit of a cop-out, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? They've got on paper, they've probably got, you could argue that, I mean, some people do argue they've got a better starting 11 than City. I know a lot of them were arguing that they've got a better squad than City after the recruitment of Luis Diaz. And yet still, you know what I mean, they come away with the FA Cup and the Carabao and got, you know, they lost the Premier League and they lost the Champions League final. I just think, I don't know. I don't get it from some.
And it's not even banter though. I'm not even trying to disrespect Liverpool fans. I genuinely am not. I just want them to not feel like, you know, they have to have this burden on them. Like, you know, just accept that you're spending money. Like, we've spent $1 billion and I'm not happy with it because it's not been the right money we should be spending in terms of the right profile of player. We've just spent it with Lily. We spent the same amount of City and they've won how many trophies? It's about how you spend it. And Liverpool, when you look at their recruitment team and you look at their recruitment, they've spent well. But obviously, they've been the early men. But again, they're trying to justify and say, oh, you know what? Well, we haven't got this money. But you do have the money. It's come out of nowhere. This Nunes, 100 million, by the way. What do you think of that, by the way? Nunes, 100 million.
I mean, it seems a lot of money, bro. That's all I'm going to say on it. It seems a hell of a lot of money. You know what I mean? And look, he could come in and he could smash. But at the same time, if he comes in and he flops, you know, that Portuguese league, it's a bit of a risk. You know, we've seen players come in from Portugal and they seemingly either go one way or the other. And I just think that, you look, if you're losing Mane, which, you know, it looks like you are doing.
Looks like it, yeah.
I just think that you need someone to come in and just replace him straight away. You know what, bro? If you're going to spend 100 million, why not go for Kane and spend a little bit more and go and get Kane? I know he's older, but he's Premier League proven, probably the best striker. You know, he's up there, top 3 strikers in the world. Easy. And if you go and get him, you instantly show the whole world that we are here not to just mess around, not to be the nearly men. You know, people in the chat calling in the nearly men roasting Liverpool. Well, you know what? If you go and put a statement out on that and go and get Kane, you're putting a statement out there. Go and get Lewandowski. It don't matter how old they are. You need to go out there and put a statement out and go and get some big dog. Instead, I feel like they're going for this guy, Nunes. I just feel like it's a big risk, bro. 100 mil is a big risk on someone that it's such a gamble, man.
One good season, one good season, man. You know, I'm not trying to dismiss his goal scoring abilities because it's been phenomenal. But again, to spend that amount of money on a player who's had one good season, for me, technically, I don't think it's great. But I think in a Klopp system where, you know, I think the system kind of, you know, hides their inability to maybe do certain things on the ball or whatnot. And there are a lot of killers in there. Jota's a killer. Salah's a killer. You know, they've got a lot of players in there. And Nunes is that killer now that just scores goals. And they're very, very kind of, I don't know if they're missing that to get the points. I don't know if they're thinking of it like in a way of, we need the points. We missed out on certain points and we need strikers. Remember the game against City? They missed a lot of chances that second half. You know what I mean? And they could have needed someone in there. So I don't know, man. Big up to Mo Mukhtar with the £5 super chat. He goes, hey guys, how you feeling? Hope you're good. My question is, do you think Phillips and Cucurella is excessive, by the way? Manchester is the blue city. All right, mate. But yeah, go on. It's excessive. Calvin Phillips and Cucurella, is that excessive?
Well, we've not had a proper left back for the last 5 years, and Fernandinho's left the club, so we need to replace Fernandinho. So I don't think it is. Excessive.
No, it's not. I don't. For me personally, if you want my unpopular opinion, I'm not sure about this Phillips hype. You know, man. I don't know. Maybe put Guardiola.
Bro, I got an open agenda against him. I've been honest with my open agenda against Calvin Phillips now for some time.
He plays for Leeds for a reason, man. He plays for Leeds for a reason.
I think he's overrated, but the fact is, if we can get him for like, I don't know the price that's been sort of rumoured, it's something like 40 to sort of 55 million. If we can get him for that, he's going to probably play like no more than probably 20, 25 games in a season. A lot of
Mm.
sub appearances. You know, it's a decent option, but he doesn't get me excited, to be honest with you, bro. He just, I don't know.
Nah,
Never,
he's
never.
standard, innit? He's
Yeah.
standard player. You know what? For me, in a Pep Guardiola system, I think he could do a job. I think he could be one of them players that maybe unsung hero. But again, it's maybe someone saying they're understudy for Rodri. I get that. I actually get that. It makes sense that. But for me, the one I am and I wanted as well is Cucurella. For me, I'm telling you now, he's outstanding. He's unbelievable. And if you're going to get it for 35 million, they're saying, oh my days,
Well,
it's
that's
over for
apparently. But
the.
today, the rumours coming out that Brighton have upped their price to 50 mil, and it don't get done at 50 mil. It doesn't get done
Oh
at 50
my
mil.
god! But you have spent
So
50 million on fullbacks though. But again, that
yeah,
was
but
when we
like
needed them.
the fullbacks that we spent 50 million on, it was like Kyle Walker, who's been and
Yeah.
done it for like 6, 7 years or whatever it was. You know what I mean? Played for England, not some 23-year-old who's had 1 year in the Premier League. So it's not going to get done at 50 mil. I think that they bought him last year for, I forget the fee. I think it was like 15 mil, maybe less.
Yeah, 18 million. 18 million, I think it was.
18 mil then, and it's like you get 35, 5 add-ons or something like that. You know what I mean? You're more than doubling your cash, and you as well for a club like Brighton. Then you're showing these players that you're bringing in from abroad that look, we ain't gonna just hold you down. If you come in and do well, we will let you leave. You know what I mean? And we'll take the cash in. Obviously, we will help you to progress. So I don't know, man. 50 mil, it don't get done.
Yeah, I think for me. But what I heard though was that Brighton are looking to get a left back from Anderlecht. I'm sure I read something that they're looking to replace him. So if that maybe gets done, and then they can say, you know what, right, then we can probably give this for 30 to 40, 35 million to 40 million. I think that would be decent because for me, that is a grey area, man. I think for me personally, Cancelo is better on the left than he's on the right. But again,
I agree.
it's that next step, though, innit? It's that next step of getting an actual left back, When's the last time we had a proper left back?
Yeah,
Clean
the problem is when Cancelo is all right when he plays on at left back. If we have a left-footed left winger like we do with Foden, because then you've got Foden who can hold the width, Cancelo can drift inside, and then you've got options.
Yeah.
Now, if you get Cucurella, you then have the option of playing inverted fullbacks, which we currently do with Zinchenko, but Zinchenko's a mad one, bro. He splits the fan base. A lot of City, half the City. We actually did a poll on our stream a couple of weeks ago, and we did a poll saying, should we move Zinchenko on? And 50% of people said we should move him on. And 50% of people said
he's underrated for me, man. I think he's underrated.
He is underrated. But the question is, Saeed, and I said this about every single one of our players, no one in our team really deserves to get sold. They've all played the part. Jesus, everyone. I'd be gutted when he leaves, but I think it's time that he leaves. You know what I mean? It's sort of it's and the same will happen with Zinchenko. The same obviously happens with Fernandinho. When these players are coming to, we're in a different stage to other clubs where other clubs are like, get this guy out, fire sale.
Yeah, of course, of course.
We're in a situation where we're like, I keep him, but if we can improve him, which I think we probably can, then I'm afraid you're going to have to leave because at the end of the day, football's a ruthless game.
No, 100%. I think I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna dismiss the fact that he has cost you a few points. Zinchenko in certain positions he gets a bit caught out. He's a bit naive defending wise, but I think for me his durability and the fact that he's so adaptable in any position really across the obviously the back as well, the midfield. He can drift on the wings as well. Again, obviously that was that crucial. I don't think City win the league. I know Gundogan came on, but that bit of play there,
it was sick.
What Zinchenko was unbelievable, man. You know what I mean? There's so many players leaving, man. Obviously, big up to Dare Taguna. Thanks for the super chat, mate. Big up to you guys always. Thoughts on Sterling rumours? I personally don't want to see him go anywhere. Having a stinker in the team is huge for me. Having a striker in the team is huge for him. Bro, if Haaland was playing, if Sterling's playing them crosses into Haaland, mate, it's a different story. I think Mahrez hogs the ball. I think Sterling's more. If you're going to sell one, I'd probably sell Mahrez. I know it sounds crazy, but for the way you play, Sterling's more suited to Haaland than Mahrez. Is that a fair suggestion?
Not this season, but next season it could well be.
Yeah,
and
next season,
yeah. I think that next season, I think we're going to play a little bit different. I actually think that we'll play a little bit more similar to Liverpool than we did this season. Not fully, but like Liverpool, they move the ball forward quick. You know what I mean? They get the ball forward quick, try and get counter attacks and that.
Yeah.
And obviously they do press. I'm not saying they don't press, but I'm saying when they receive the ball deep, they get the ball forward quick. We don't do that. We're very slow, very methodical. Make sure that we keep control of the ball and try and squeeze the opposition in. Why? Because we don't counter attack with pace. Next year, so you got Haaland in the middle. You know, you don't want to be waiting for every single one of the opposition players to get in the box to be heading the ball. You want to be getting that ball in quick. So I think next season you might see a little bit of a change. And if we do see that change to a more quicker attacking team, then who would you rather have, Mahrez or Sterling? Now, I think we'll keep Mahrez and I think we'll keep Sterling because obviously he's going to leave. But I think Sterling's going to be the man. And I can't lie, I'll be absolutely gutted if Sterling leaves. I will be gutted.
I'd rather him
leave on a free transfer, bro. I'd rather him leave on a free transfer next season. Because I'm so confident that he'll tear it up this season. He'll end up saying, I reckon he'll sign a new deal if he stays.
What is he, 27 now, isn't it? 27?
Yeah, probably something. I don't know.
Yeah, 27, yeah. So again, for me, I think Sterling, if he goes to Chelsea, I think it gives them a whole new dynamic. If they were to get Jesus and I don't think that would ever happen, Jesus and Sterling to go to Chelsea. That's almost like giving Chelsea a head start, you know what I mean, and whatnot, and them kind of like making sure that they're all right, you know what I mean, and for next season, and it almost kind of makes them like a title, you know, they might be in the title race if they go get them to. So, but again, Sterling, I just feel like with him, Sterling, he doesn't let the club decide for him. He's more kind of his own person, isn't it? He's not really a person who's gets sucked into the kind of emotion of the club.
Yeah, and he doesn't have an agent as well, bro. So I did this. This is why I think he'll stay, because surely if you're getting a transfer, you need to make sure that all the legal procedures and that are all followed correctly, that you're getting the best deal possible. Surely you'd have an agent, and he don't have an agent anymore. Like Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah. Kevin De Bruyne got rid of his agent. He signed a new deal. Sterling got rid of his agent. I just don't see him starting. You know, I don't see him doing a contract. You know, like a transfer away without an agent. I just don't. I mean, it could do, but I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yes, someone saying Sterling will stay. It's all noise. I think it is all noise. I think it is just to kind of get the pressure up on a contract. But again, Man City's not that club to just budge down on anyone, mate. They will say, mate, if you want to go, you go. Ferran Torres, you want to go, you go. They don't mess around, man. They will say to you, listen, if you're part of our project, then you stay. It's not like our club where they give you our contracts of fun and they want you to stay because, you know what I mean, it just helps with their brand. I genuinely think for me, with Sterling, it's a case of, you know what, right, we're going to give you this contract here, take it or leave it, or we're going to make sure it's the right time, and maybe you haven't deserved it at this point here. So it's for me, it's scary, man. But obviously, like I said to you, you've got Haaland in now. You know what I mean? What's your preseason like now? Where are you going preseason to?
States, bro. We're off to America. I think we've got 2 games scheduled so far. One against Club America and then one against Bayern. So just the 2. Obviously, we've got the Community Shield as well. But I think there'll be one more announced because I was looking at the fixtures, and after our second preseason game, I think there's like 10 days in between that and the Liverpool match. So I'd imagine they'd squeeze one more in there, possibly. I think I think the norm is you normally have like three preseason games, don't you? But at the moment, we've only got 2 scheduled. That could potentially change.
Absolutely. And even Bernardo Silva here today, man, Barcelona are in for him. For me, I literally, you cannot sell Bernardo Silva, mate. He's so kind of integral to what you do. You know what I mean? But he's on the way out as well. Bernardo Silva, would you let him go? Would you be happy to let him go?
No, I would not. Not be happy to let him go, bro. The guy's is a warrior. You know what I mean? He's a warrior. He runs around bare. The problem is, I don't think he'll leave, bro. And the reason I don't think he'll leave is because, first of all, he's contracted until 2025, yeah? And he doesn't get the numbers. Now, hear me out when I say this, right? But if someone's going to spend 100 mil on a player, you have to have numbers. You can't just buy a player for 100 mil because they're good at running around. Because there's a lot of players. If you want a player that can just run around, then go and find someone else for a lot cheaper than 100 mil. And if I look at his stats this season, yeah, he played 50 games, 13 goals, 7 assists. Now, that's not too bad. What's that, like 20 and 50? That's not too bad for a guy, you know what I mean? He plays deep quite a lot as well in some of them. Yeah. For 100 mil, I think that the reason I don't think he'll leave is because I don't think anyone will pay the 100 mil. And I think City recognise his value because they know what he offers the team. And I said this last season, I said, no one will sign Bernardo Silva last summer because no one's going to come in with a fair price tag. Now, I spoke to my guy, yeah, who's close to this deal, and he said to me that City basically said to Bernardo Silva, if you want to leave, fine, but you got to bring in the deal. You got to bring in a fair value. And Bernardo Silva was, by all accounts, yeah, fair dues. I get it. You're not just going to let me go on a cheap. And the fees that were being offered to City were ridiculous, bro. We're talking 18 mil. We're talking 25 mil, 30 mil. Loan deal, 18-month loan deal. Because people don't recognise, if I go back to his stats for the season before, which is obviously what that transfer value was being based off, he got 5 goals and 9 assists. 5 goals, 9 assists, bro. So I said all the time, I said, no one's gonna sign him because no one's gonna recognise his value and no one will pay a fair fee. Because everyone will just look at the fact that he's got 14 goal involvements and go, well, he's not worth 80 mil. He's not worth 70 mil. He's worth 40
That just shows you that the game is it's bit like you have to judge the game on eye test. Stats are for me can get a bit, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. That's why I don't really look at too much stats, man. I personally, the way Bruno Fernandes plays, I don't really like it. You know what I mean? But he gets the numbers apparently. You know, he does get the numbers. But the way he plays football would never suit Pep Guardiola. And I think majority of City fans wouldn't like him the way he plays because he keeps giving the ball away. Stats are misleading, man. He moans, I know, mate. Listen, yeah, listen, prima donna, man, prima donna.
That's all he does on the pitch, bro. That's how I see him. Oh, just moaning at his team. Oh, Fred, what are you doing? Tomine, what are you doing? All he does is moan, that guy. When he first came in, I was like, shit, this guy is turning it up, mate. He's slamming goals in left, right, and centre. And I think there was like a 6-month period where he was slamming. And in fact, do you remember that game where you played against West Brom? I think he was 1-0 down. And he turned it around. I think he got one before half-time. And then I think he scored one in I think he won 2-1 or something like that. And he was phenomenal. And I was like, right, they got a player on their hands. And then, I don't know, I think you probably burnt him out a little bit. I think you burnt him out a little bit. He was playing him way too much and maybe relying him on a little bit too much. And then he's just been like that. And now all I see him doing now is just moaning. And that's not good because that tells you where his head's at. He's not happy.
Yeah, I was the biggest Bruno Fernandes fan. I'm not going to lie to you. Not that I'm saying I don't back him on the pitch, but I think for me, I look at someone's qualities here. And the first thing for me you've got to do is be able to keep the ball well. If you can do that for me, I instantly like you because I feel like then everything else part of the game we can improve on. But if you can't improve on the fundamentals of actually keeping the ball and just not hoofing it all the time and playing hero ball, like there's a certain time when you might see De Bruyne do that, but there's also a certain time where he's like serious now. Get the ball, let's move it in, and he's a team player. Bruno Fernandes is not a team player, and that's the difference. Everybody's saying
I think he can be a team player if you have the right manager and you have someone with
we'll see
on him.
This is where we'll see. This is where, for me, this is going to be a massive, massive season for Bruno Fernandes. And Ten Hag will find out whether he's available and whether he can be the man. You know what I mean? We have got Ten Hag now. You know what I mean? What are you thinking? Are you scared now? You know what I mean? Are you...
Absolutely not, lad. Absolutely not. No chance.
We're coming for you, man. We're coming for you.
Yeah, no, you're not, mate. No, you're not. No, I'm not scared at all, bro. To be honest, and on a real, let me explain why I'm not scared. Because one, I'm not convinced that Ten Hag will get full control of the club, which he needs. I'm not convinced he will. Two, even if he does get full control of the club, there's no guarantee that Ten Hag will do well because he's managing the Eredivisie. I think he needs. I would get rid of Ronaldo tomorrow if I was him, and he's not going to do that. Yeah, and I'm saying it because he needs to implement his strategy, which he's going to take 3 to 4 years to fully implement, and Ronaldo ain't going to be there in 3 to 4 years. So what's the point?
That's true. Yeah.
And I just think you know what? On a real, bro, it's a massive job. A massive, massive job.
You're telling me, mate. I know it, and I've been through the biggest, toughest period being a United fan there is, man. Post Fergie, it's a lot to do, man. Because I just look at how important the structure of a football club is. You know what I mean? My mate Nuruddin, I don't know if you know him, the one I do the Straight Jacket podcast with. He was always telling me like, forget any manager that comes in if you don't have the right structure. And I was like, nah, man, go and get me this manager, this manager. And every manager's come in and failed. So what's been the common denominator? The fact that the guys up the top are not doing their job. Now that we have got a different type of structure, albeit it's recruited from within, whereas you guys have the best in class, will things change? Time will tell. But I just feel like it's the same old problems. It is City's cycle. It is City's time to do it. What they've done it, how they've done it. Listen, all the people can talk about that one. I right now will respect that. You know what I mean? Lewis is on a journey. He was from the bottom to the top. You know what I mean? And they're doing things well. But for me, we can't just stand still and be like, yeah, City are just going to dominate. We've got to do something about it. And hopefully, I feel like for me, though, the one thing I'm confident now, we've actually got a coach now. We've got a coach. The last coach we had was Van Gaal since Fergie. And now we've actually got a coach. And the guy who's worked with Ten Hag. Didn't Pep Guardiola say he's the best coach he's ever worked with or something like that? Did you not say that?
Doubt he said that.
No. Trust me, he said it. Trust me.
I'm pretty sure.
No. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to get the quotes up now, yeah? Pep Guardiola.
There's no coaching Maguire, bro. There's no coaching Maguire. I promise you.
Well, there isn't. You know what I mean? There isn't. There's no coaching. No,
that's another thing, by the way. That's another thing he needs to do. Get rid of that captain off Maguire.
Yeah.
That's another call that he needs to make. He's got big. That's what I'm saying. He's got
big calls, man.
Got to go in there. He's got to make big calls. And is he going to be allowed to make them calls? And is he going to be given time by the board and the fans? Because let me tell you something.
Who do you rate? Who do you rate in this Man United squad? Be honest.
I think. Listen, De Gea, good goalkeeper, but I think that with the ball at his feet, he's nowhere near good enough.
I had a feeling you're going to say that.
I think. Look, I said this to my other United mates. I'd keep De Gea for this season and probably next season because there's more fires that you need to sort out in that squad than David De Gea. But in the medium term, you need to look at replacing him because he's nowhere near good enough with the ball at his feet. That's a fact. Luke Shaw, you know what? I don't know what's going on with Luke Shaw. I think that when he's on the game and he's on it, he's a player.
You know, that word there, when he's on his game, I hate that word. You know, Lewis, I genuinely hate. You know what I mean? I'm ready now. I can go outside now and play. And I think, you know, I can be the world beater. But am I going to do that? No. That feeling within you, it's not enough. You've got to be able to produce consistently. Kyle Walker and them, man, produce consistently.
Yeah, so I hear what you're saying. But what about if the problem isn't with him? Because he plays, and he can have a good spell of form, and then something happens, and he just goes, nah, see you later.
Yeah.
Mate, you know, we don't know what's caused that. It could be him. He could have something in his lifestyle. Mentally, he might just not be there. He might not give a fuck. But for all we know, and we've got to be fair to the guy and to the rest of the team, what about if there's something at United that's causing him that issue? We don't know that. We don't know that, bro.
I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Okay, let's see there's a Ragnit's coming and there's a feeling that, you know what, they don't know who the manager is and maybe he's not familiar with the system. Okay. But for me, I think his actual fundamentals in his game are not there anymore and they're not consistent enough. And for me, for you to determine when a player is good or not is consistency. You guys, the guys that are playing at Man City, why are they good? Because they play good consistently. That's the reason why Luke Shaw isn't good enough. He doesn't play well enough consistently. You can't turn up for 3 months a year. If one of your players turned up for 3 months a year, is Guardiola playing them, yes or no?
Right, okay, so what I do then, I think, again...
Answer the question, though. Is he going to play yes or no?
Well, probably not, bro.
There you go. So why should I put my level down just because Man United are fading?
I'll tell you why you got to put your level down. I'll tell you why you got to put your level down, because you've got to realise where your football club is, and there's other problems within that squad that are more important than Luke Shaw. So what I'd say to Luke Shaw, Ten Hag, I'd be walking into Luke Shaw and I'd say, look, you're on my dodgy list, mate. I've got one season, but I've got more important things that I need to sort out than you, because I've seen you produce. You got to make sure that you produce for this season. And like you said, Saeed, bro, produce for the full season. There's no good producing from August to October or December to February. I want you to produce for the full season. And if you don't, it's quite simple. At the end of the year, you'll be replaced. He then knows Luke Shaw's been then put in his place, and he's under no illusions that unless he performs for the full year, that he's out the door. But I think there's more important things in there. I think Varane... I've said it for years, bro. Varane is well overrated. Anyone can defend for Real Madrid in La Liga. It's a fact. Maguire... I don't even know what to say about Maguire, bro, because it's
we can move on for that one. It's too much on him as well. Go on.
Wan-Bissaka, no good. He's not going to work at with Ten Hag. So basically, you need a full back four potentially. McTominay... Please. Yeah.
That's the one you have to be very careful on. I let the Luke Shaw one slide here, but please do not say he's a leader, he's a captain, he's got the mentality. Please, Lewis, please.
Yeah, all right then. So, because the thing is, bro, you can't replace everyone in the squad, yeah? You can only buy, 5 or 6 players? You can't be going a full clear out. That's kind of what you need, but you can't do that. So what I'm trying to say to you is the players like Luke Shaw, players like McTominay, are the United standard? Probably not. But there's more important places. So for me, Fred, I'd move him on and I'd get a proper CDM. Yeah, and McTominay would be like my backup, but I won't be playing him every game.
So you take out Fred, but you wouldn't keep McTominay. You'd keep McTominay.
I'd keep McTominay as my backup CDM, and I'd get rid of Fred, and I'd buy a brand new CDM.
What's this agenda with Fred, by the way, with City fans? No, not one City fan rates Fred, but then you wanted him to replace Fernandinho. I don't understand that. You did want Fred, by the way. Can we confirm that, by the way?
Me personally,
yeah, please, because I think Steve and them don't realize that.
I think like 8 years ago, I forged wanting Fred so United would get gassed and pull the trigger on him like you did with every single other player that we were linked
City
with.
City fans never can admit it, that they get linked with the same players Man United do. You got linked with Maguire, you went after Stones. You got linked with Sanchez, we go and got him. Ronaldo, you were linked, whether you can deny that or not. Fred, you were linked. Let's not deny that as well. That's 4 players I've just written off there. You were linked with all them 4. And Fred was meant to be that next Fernandinho. And if you're being really honest with you, I can actually get the quotes in now, I actually can get the quotes in where Man City failed to buy him, that in 2018. They failed to buy Fred. Yeah, I know. Well, that's what I'm saying to you. I look like a fool there because at the end of the day, I'm rewriting history. But you were linked with him, though. So he was a good player. So for us to dismiss Fred
that's not how it works, bro. Man City are not like the club that decide whether or not you're a good player by whether or not we're linked with you.
Fredinho, man.
The thing is with Fred and McTominay, they're both going to be backup CDMs because you're not going to be playing with 2 holding midfielders, which has been a problem at United for the last decade. So they're both going to be CDMs. I don't really think it matters too much which one you get rid of because they're both not going to be the main player. You need to get someone in there in that 6 that can then allow the front players to go forward. And I'd probably get rid of Ronaldo. I would get rid of Ronaldo and I'd go and get a striker who I can put my trust in for the next 5 or 6 years.
You know what City remind me of? When you used to play like PlayStation back in the day, and then your little brother would be like, "Oh, I want to play with you on that," but then you don't put the plug in, and then he looks like he's pretending he's playing. That's what Man City have done to Man United for so many years. Is that they've just basically said we're going after him, and then next thing you know, United have panicked and said, "Oh, if Man City are after him, that must be a good player." And this is exactly what's happening with Núñez now. Man United right now, they're still after Núñez. They're speaking to George Mendes. They're not even speaking to bloody Benfica.
Why, bro? What is Núñez? What is Núñez gonna do for Man United next season?
You tell me.
He's not going to take you to the next level. What's the point?
No.
You know what I mean? Like, for Liverpool, I think it's a gamble because of the amount of money that they're spending on him. But you can sort of get it. Liverpool are in a situation where, they're losing Mane, but they've already got Jota, Firmino, and Diaz in. They don't really need him, but they bring him in and see what he does. United needs to be buying players that are going to perform now. Not in 2 years, not in 3 years, not in 4 years. Now. Why? Because you man are competing with, like, West Ham and Wolves.
That hurt, that one, man. That hurt, man.
This is but you need to hear this, innit? You need to hear it because it's the truth. I'm not here trying to roast you, bro. I don't need to roast you. We're Premier League champions. We signed Haaland, Alvarez, Cucurella, and Phillips, bro. I'm in dreamland.
We needed Brighton, man. We needed Brighton to flipping help us out, not getting into the Conference League. So I can't even because I actually thank Brighton for beating West Ham at the end of the season. The truth does hurt, man. The truth does. For me, that I'm man enough to understand it, that this is not our time, innit? But you know what I mean? Like I said to you, you guys still have to win that Champions League. You know what I mean? And for you to get that heritage, you see how Steve got roasted on that day? That day, mate, you were one. And you know what? I watched your stream, by the way. You guys were devastated, man. Honestly, man. That Champions League.
Not bother, bro, to be honest.
Nah, come on, Lewis. Don't do that, man. You need that, man. You need that respect in the European game, man. You need that, man. Even though Man City fans be like, yo, listen, we've done it all, man. Gillingham away. We've seen it all, man. Don't worry about that. We're in the promised land here. I think that Haaland now, he needs to deliver that Champions League. Pep Guardiola needs to deliver that Champions League. It's got to be, man. This season, it's got to be the season where you do it. Because who else is strong now at the minute apart from Liverpool? Okay, Real Madrid are they're doing bits or whatnot, but still, when you look at how they went up to the league, I would say that, you know what I mean, the courage and the determination of Ancelotti and his tactical ability, I don't think they can repeat that again next season. I think other teams are stronger maybe in numbers and depth, but you guys have got the money, you've got the talent, you've got the manager to do it.
It'll come, bro. Look, last year, yeah, it was the manager's fault. This year, it was the players' fault. I just feel like
I get that.
I feel it's gonna come. I don't think anyone's, you know, won't agree with me that it will happen soon. It's just like how long is
how
soon?
soon? How soon?
I mean?
That's the question. You know what I mean? How soon, man? You know what I mean? Because people are on you, man, Lewis. You know what I mean? Premier League, but that are you bothered about Champions League? Be honest, because a lot of there's a key question I ask City fans, yeah, and they're about we'll win it when we want to win it. You know what I mean? There's no rush. But are you bothered about being European champion?
The thing is there a rush?
Well, there is really.
Is there? My life don't depend on whether City are going to win the Champions League. Pep's contract doesn't depend on the Champions League, despite every single person in the world suggesting he was brought in to win the Champions League.
But that's your viewpoint, though. Things are not perceived by you. Things are perceived by everyone, and that's the problem.
But does it matter? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because you know, what matters is that the club is running and it's functioning as a successful football club, which right now it is functioning as a successful football club. Yeah, big up 1894. So it is what it is. We will win it at some point. You know, I ain't gonna start crying too hard about not winning the Champions League because I know it'll happen one day, and you know when it happens, I'll look back at all them failed Champions League, you know, opportunities, and I'll be like, yo, this was worth it. So,
and you know what the thing is, yeah? I think for me, the more it kind of prolongs, I think the harder it gets. And for me, the sooner you win one, I think the easier it gets to win the next one.
I agree with that. I think that mentally, every year now something's happening. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? And even City fans are like, right, we just some City fans are like, right, we're just not destined to win this Champions League. But I completely agree with you. I think if we win one Champions League, right, and Pep stays. Or I think it could be like the Prem. I think we could just go bang.
Man? Can he just go, man? Like, you know what I mean? It's getting a bit boring now, man. You know what I mean? Is he signing this deal or what's going on with him?
Signing the deal, bro. 6 years deal. Yeah, ain't going anywhere, innit?
6 years.
I don't know, man. I don't know what it is, but there's a few rumours on Twitter about 6 years. I don't know if it's true, but the fact is if you get a manager in like this and you make the club exactly how they want it, everything was built for Pep Guardiola years before we came. Years.
I know.
Even when we got Pellegrini, we wanted Pep, but Pep was like, "Nah, I want to go Bayern first." So that football club, when Pep walked in, you know what I mean? It was fully built for Pep Guardiola. So is it any surprise that the guy slammed as much as he has? Nah.
Look at this guy here, Rico. Are you kidding me, mate? He makes our league better. Are you kidding? It makes the league look like, you know what I mean, that he rules it. That's what he does, mate. Because when you look at managers now, yes, Ten Hag's coming. Yes, Conte's still there. But Pep Guardiola is a level above every other manager. He's a genius. He's a maverick. He's, for me, the difference. I'm being really honest with you. I know, I admit, and I, for me, respect the structure at Man City. But I also think there's an overriding factor, and that's Pep Guardiola. He's a genius, man. You had Mancini, you had Pellegrini. They won the title, and then they flopped the next season, vice versa, whatever. Like he is a genius. He's the reason why you've won 4 out of the last 5 Premier League.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree, bro. Perfect, isn't it? You know what I mean? And the fact is, the reason that he stayed for so long, everyone always like, this is the thing, everyone, soon when he came in, he'll be there for 3 years. Nah. Because you're not understanding. Why did he leave Barcelona? I'm not going to tell you. You go look into the facts why he left Barcelona. Why is he left Bayern Munich? What reception did he get off the Bayern Munich fans when he left? Were they all crying? Nah, you go check that out. You look at the respect and the connection that he's got with the City fans and the club. This guy could stay at City for another decade. If City announced it tomorrow, bro, or Pep Guardiola signed a 10-year contract, I would not be sitting there going, wow, what a shock that is. Because I'd be like, I see that. Because we built the club for him and he's clearly loving life.
Yeah, you know, Eddie Howe, I respect Eddie Howe, but Carl, I'm not going to lie to you. I would love to back this comment, but nah, man, you've got to be able to nurture this squad. You've got to be able to kind of, deal with the egos. You've got to be able to make bold decisions. And that's why, for me, I can't really agree with this statement. You've got to manage it because we've had $1 billion to spend and we've not spent it wisely. They've had $1 billion to spend. They've had a few flops. Every team has flops. But it's about being able to implement your style of play onto these players and not letting these players get away with stuff. That's why Grealish has to earn the right to play for Man City. He can't just do what he did at Aston Villa. He has to come in and be able to kind of come into Pep Guardiola's system, and then he'll flourish. I think it will be a big season for Grealish. I do think he's been, not the £100 million value, but again, that will take time. It's his first season. But there will be pressure next season. But that's the same with Sancho. I think Sancho's under pressure next season. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of players under pressure. So it's going to be crazy, man. Is there anyone else you link with? Anyone else that you link with?
I think our business will be done within 2 weeks, bro. I think Cucurella, unless Brighton are playing silly games now with the transfer fee, which I'd be surprised if they are. I think that'll get done within the next week or so, and I think Calvin Phillips, obviously, depending on the injury. Someone told me it was just a knock, so hopefully he'll be
He's
right
injury prone, that. He's quite injury prone, His injury record isn't great, when you look at it. It's not...
Well, the thing is, though, Saeed, he's going to be playing, 20 games for us a season? So
yeah, that's true, But for Leeds, he's playing every game. He's playing every game for Leeds,
I think if you're a United fan, yeah, you might be like, I'm not sure about this guy. Maybe he's got a few injuries in the last couple of years, his injuries, but... He's not going to be our main guy. He's going to be our second guy. So maybe that ain't much of a... That's probably why City are not that asked about his injury record, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Rafael Leao, I think that would be an unbelievable signing if they bought him. But again, I think AC Milan are not that team anywhere where you can just penny pinch, mate. You can't just grab any players, man. AC Milan are doing bits right now, man. So respect AC Milan, man. I'm telling you. So, and in terms of us, people, I don't know, man. This club is still chasing Nunes. They're not really... making a serious bid for, De Jong. It's looking a bit more promising, but again, De Jong, at one point, Man City were after De Jong. I don't know why that's gone quiet. I think he would be perfect for Man City, but again, you've got enough in there with Gundogan, and you've got De Bruyne in there as well. So
I think the transfer fee as well, bro. Like, for a backup player, it looks quite expensive. You know what I mean? So I don't see it, bro. United could go.
This guy, City fans need to be humbled. I swear, man. This guy, what did you just say there?
What a backup player? Who are you, a backup player, bro?
Oh my god, De Jong is not a backup player.
But City would be, bro.
I know, but the way you said it, man, it's infuriating, man. The way you just said it like that. Someone just said the way you said it like that, like seriously, man. Like listen, he's going straight into our team and he's staying there. And he's going to be captain, and we're going to give him the biggest wages.
Yeah,
and,
probably
you know what I mean? Like, we're giving him the whole kind of mantle, mate. He's Manchester United, mate. De Jong, are you mad?
The guy will probably have to come and work his way through the under-23s before he gets a game for our first team, man.
You know what? On that note, yeah, we're going to wrap it up, people. Listen, people, there's literally 700 of you still here in the chat. If you haven't subscribed to City Extra, man, make sure you do, man. Like I said to you, man, they might be rivals off the pitch, but again, you know what, man? They actually got good content. So big up to you guys, man. The link is in the title. Make sure you subscribe to them. What you got on, man? What you got going on? Got any streams going on?
Yeah, bro. I got so what have I got after this? 6:30. Doing a bit of like a transfer update there. I'm gonna go into more detail on the Raheem Sterling situation. Some news about him going Chelsea. So I'm gonna speak about Sterling, Bernardo Silva. Gonna explain a little bit more on that. And then, but that might be it for today, bro. I've been playing GeoGuessr, bro. You know the game?
Yeah. I've seen that. Explain it to the people so they know.
Yo, so basically, it's like you go on the website, GeoGuessr, yeah, and it just throws you in a random place in Google Maps, and you got you set the timer 20 seconds, 30 seconds, or whatever, and you got to click where you think it is, man. It's proper mad. It sounds proper weird and a bit of a weird game, bro, but it's actually pretty chill.
Yeah, man. Big up to you. Make sure you sub, man. Zanos is a sub now to your channel. Make sure you sub to See Extra, man. And listen, people have explained it before, man. Don't worry, man. There's going to be contenders. Lewis's name is in the hat, but also Daps. There's also big up to Huey as well. There's loads of City fans, even though, you know what I mean, the people say they're hard to find. There are City fans, you know what I mean? So big up to you, Lewis. Thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate it, man.
Yes, bro. Thank you for having me in it. More content to come from me and Saeed for sure.
Yeah,
this.
man, 100%, man. I've enjoyed it, man. You get me? So big up to everybody. Make sure you leave a like on the video, man. It helps us out, man. It's massive on the algorithms at the minute. So make sure you do that. And yeah, man, I'll be tomorrow, man. I'll be back tomorrow.
Saeed, bro. Just before we go, innit, yeah?
Yeah. This guy, man. We're out, people.